and welcome back to the EnterpriseJoy podcast, Enterprise Strategies for Leaders in Under 5 Minutes. I'm Vishal, your mover and shaker of making trust more about the habits you practice every single day. This week, we are exploring trust as an organizational capability, and yesterday we talked about measuring trust. And as much as numbers give you the baseline, they don't build trust by themselves. Trust lives in behaviors. And it's built fastest when leaders are consistent across three things: authenticity, logic, and empathy. Harvard professor Frances Frei calls this as the trust triangle. And when trust wobbles, you can almost always trace it back to one of these three legs. Let's talk about authenticity. Think about it as alignment. What you value, what you say, and what you do, they all line up. In a way, people can count on it. Studies on authentic leadership shows that when leaders demonstrate transparency and a stable moral compass consistently, employees are more engaged and more willingly to follow through. To showcase authentic behavior, before stating a decision, state the principle guiding you and the constraint you're working with. This signals clarity and honesty. Another behavior can be to occasionally share a time when you didn't live up to your values and what you learned. The vulnerability builds credibility. Moving to the second leg, logic. Even brilliant decisions fall flat if people can't follow the reasoning behind them. Research on procedural justice has shown that when people feel the process is fair, they are more likely to commit, even if the outcome isn't ideal. A habit to exhibit logic could be to narrate your decisions with a one-page "why this, why now" note. Make sure to explicitly label uncertainty, something like, "We are 70% confident, and here's what will shift the percentage." As a simple test to see if this works, after explaining a decision, ask two people to restate the logic. If they can't, it's not clear enough yet. Finally, there's the empathy. And contrary to beliefs, empathy is not a sentiment, it is a behavior. Studies on leader inclusiveness show that when leaders invite input and respond appreciatively, people take more risks, report errors earlier, and learn faster. Practices like pre-mortem check-ins or asking the team, "What could go wrong with this plan and who will it impact?" and then thanking the first person who speaks up can induce credibility. Or if a few top voices dominate a meeting, then calling on someone who hasn't spoken yet to share their views can compound into a culture where people feel seen. And that's how the trust triangle gets established: authenticity, logic, and empathy. Most leaders are naturally strong in one of these areas and weaker in another, leading to wobbles. Maybe you are competent and empathetic, but sometimes skip explaining your reasoning, and that becomes a logic wobble. Or maybe your logic is impeccable, but people question whether you actually care, and that becomes an empathy wobble. Trust triangle also gives us a diagnostic tool, and once we know which leg is weak, we know where to focus our habits. So here's your Tuesday challenge. Pick one habit from each dimension: authenticity, logic, and empathy, and commit to practicing them over the next 3 days. Keep it lightweight. For authenticity, frame one decision with principle and constraint. For logic, publish a short decision note and invite one dissent. For empathy, do a quick inclusion round before closing a meeting. By Friday, ask your team what they felt different this week, and you'll know immediately which habits to stick with. And if you notice a shift, do let me know on podcast@enterprisejoy.com. I would love to learn about it as well. Tomorrow, we will connect trust to outcomes and how it affects turnover, engagement, and performance. Thanks for tuning in today. I'm Vishal, and you were listening to the Enterprise Joy podcast, Enterprise Strategies for Leaders in Under 5 Minutes. Practice your triangle today. I'll see you tomorrow.